Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guest today is Madison Faile, an artist who has some work on display here at Troy University. Thank you for joining me here today.
Of course, glad to be here.
And as I mentioned, an artist back here at Troy University, and the back is the important part because you have some work on display at the International Arts Center, and the first student to be asked back to show off his work here. First off, just how does it make you feel to be asked back here to show your work off?
It's obviously an honor to be asked back. To be asked to do a show at any university is an honor, but to be asked back to come to your university, your alma mater, is a major honor.
And so give us a little bit about your background, like from Troy and kind of where you went from your time here at Troy and how you got to where you are today. So
I was a art major at Troy, and I graduated in 2014. And after that, I just pursued the career of a working artist and doing shows and making sales and trying the best to do it. And that's what I'm doing now.
And now you're asked back here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we mentioned that it's an honor and an opportunity to. And I know I saw an interview about this exhibit where they talked about that they wanted to bring somebody back that's had some success out there and be able to show the students that are here where they could be in actually a relatively short amount of time.
Right.
Do you think that's kind of a good assessment of your where you are?
I think the show is important, obviously very important for me, but important for students as well, and can be used as a teaching tool, showing students what they can do with an art degree and how they can use it in this 21st century world that we live in with social media and networking and marketing, and how you can make a career, a very viable career as an artist.
And that's a part of it. I know that it was mentioned that having the career, and that's one of the things I know probably a student out there who's thinking, how can I become a working artist? How can I actually pull the trigger on this and make it work?
Exactly.
And so how would you say that you've kind of been able to guide that path for yourself there? So
I think it takes determination, obviously, and it takes grit and hard work, and not being afraid of being rejected, because no matter what you do, you're going to get a no. You're going to get more no's than yeses, but most of the time it only takes one or two yeses to really do something. So I feel like if you just really push yourself with the training you get from an art degree, you can do it.
And so let's talk about the art you do. What kind of art would you say is say your favorite, or what do you mainly deal in? So
I'm mostly two-dimensional. I have some 3D sculpture in the show, but the majority of it is about 30 paintings. A lot of black and white, some color, ranging from representational, realistic, naturalistic images to more abstract. So it's a wide gambit of imagery.
A wide variety. And so the big question is, though, how do you choose? How do you figure out what you want to show and what you don't want to show?
I think when it comes to painting, the imagery chooses you. That's what I've always thought. And I'm very strict with what I show, and if it's not up to my standards, I don't show it. So,
well, it seems like the easy way out.
A lot of editing.
A lot of editing. Well, and to say the art chooses you, that seems like a very artistic answer to give.
It's true, though. I mean, imagery chooses you, what you want to paint. You're naturally drawn to certain things, and I think that that's how you do it. You choose imagery.
And let's talk a little about the show here, and especially the space and the opportunity. I mean, the International Arts Center is a relatively new area, and to be a part of such a new, I guess, rebirth of art here on campus. Right. How does it make you feel about that space and being a part of it?
It looked a lot different when I was here. And I really feel like the university has gone through somewhat of a renaissance period with art, the public sculpture now on campus, the new facilities. It's really wonderful, and I'm very, very proud of it. But the space is excellent. I mean, the space was beautiful when it was empty. I mean, it's a gorgeous space, what they've done with it, and to see what it used to look like and now the change is just amazing.
And also the ability to be able to do what you kind of want to do with that space when you present. Right. I know as an artist, it's got to be something that flexibility may help too.
It's wonderful. Having control over the space is just perfect.
Well, here's hoping that folks get a chance to slide over to the International Art Center and check out the exhibit. I've seen some of the work, and it looks amazing, and especially a chance to get up close and personal and see it. Well, I want to thank you for joining us here today, and folks can head over to the International Art Center and check out the exhibit. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.